GM crypto news now. Here is March 25th, and before I get into the video, please rush from below into taking the showing the tokens. So let's look at the price action of the majors. Bitcoin here, it is actually holding up pretty well ever since it tapped the 88 level, and now it seems to be in some sort of compressive range. And I put the paths here for what I think would happen, where now it's actually looking a bit stronger, and the move downwards into the 85, it could still happen at this point. So it could follow, instead of it happening earlier with the red, it could do something like that now, or it will follow this orange path where it actually holds this 87 level, and then we could see a grind higher to 90, which is going to be pretty insane for altcoins. But yeah, this green path, not most likely not going to happen anymore, but more of this orange or red path. So we're gonna have to see what happens with this current price action. But in any case, this means that within the next few months or weeks, we will eventually see 90K and see higher for Bitcoin. So very, very interesting price action. And Ethereum liquidation heat map, or Bitcoin, it is pretty much higher much liquidity on the bottom, which means this wants to go lower. So that could support the thesis for it following the red path. But we'll have to see and just adapt as we go. So around 85 is most likely pretty good places to place longs, in my own opinion, so you can get a pretty decent risk reward trade. But yeah, so let's look at the next screener, and pretty much nothing is that insane just yet right now. A lot of tokens are pretty much just going sideways since Bitcoin's going sideways. But what's also interesting is that there's actually a bit of a robotics meta happening, and now one of these tokens called the small autonomous motherfucker is up only, and it's been 4 months old. There's some of the other ones like Brew and AGXT. I could do more research on these, but there's some sort of a robotics meta since NVIDIA said that robotics are most likely going to be the next step of the AI. So this could be next AI narrative based off robotics, but we'll have to see and just adapt as it goes, because right now some of the betas haven't really gone up as much. However, this one on virtuals is leading the way. So yeah, just have to see what happens. So let's look at the tweets here. This coin pretty much sums up Solana right now. 700 million views on one X video, 1 billion impressions on Instagram. Majority of normals have seen it. Every big company making jokes about it, and it's still a 7 million market cap. LOL. Yeah, so this morning routine has almost at 1 billion views, and this is only going to 7 million market cap, which is absolutely insane. And this just shows that the Solana trenches are a bit cooked right now. And back then, with this virality, something like the morning routine would have easily went to 1 billion, but the trenches are so cooked and so dried of liquidity ever since all of the rug pulls that this is all a coin or meme as narrative with this much mind share can only go to 20 million. It's kind of sad to see, but it just is what it is. So, Justin, President Trump's World Liberty Financial launches dollar peg stablecoin USD1. Yeah, so Donald Trump, he's essentially trying to super focus on stablecoins, since that's actually a use case for crypto where you can send money to other people without any restrictions, without any taxes or super regulations between cross-country trade. But that is essentially what they're focusing on, and it's just interesting to see that is actually being implemented into the US and could be actually something in payment technology pretty much time soon with this. Justin, GameStop GME to add Bitcoin to treasury reserve asset. So GameStop seems to be trying to be a little bit of mini MSTR, but yeah, I don't think there's much of this except that Bitcoin is just being more adopted by people. Kita very strong at all-time high. This chart is just a reflection of how communicating with the team has been, and testing later this week as planned. Only one of my doubts, but the team actually shipped a real blockchain before. So Kita is this AI infra token on Base, and this chart is absolutely insane. I wasn't able to get it, but essentially there was some rumors that a Google co-founder was investing into this, and he actually came out and said he was investing, and that's when this chart did something like this. So apparently this tech behind this AI token is actually very, very strong. So we'll have to see if this keeps going higher, and I'm going to have to take a look at this, but it's just quite interesting to see that even despite the market conditions, we could see something like this in a very strong fundamentally token. So let's look at this. Dogami and Kika have outperformed every single meme in L1 after 30 days, including Farcoin. No one's talking about this. Yeah, base chain is still not being talked about that much in at least whole of crypto Twitter. And Dogami and Keycat are literally way outperforming Farcoin because everyone is still focused on Solana, despite base chain literally being probably one of the higher performing chains, and most likely is going to be the most adopted by normies, essentially. I mean, Solana has already had its normie run, and we've seen what happens with the Solana runners, but there's not really such a thing as pump fund on Solana or on base, which allows their established meme coins like Keycat and Dogami to actually go much higher than how they be on Solana, because there's a less of a selection. So this is very, very good. And this is not going to be the ending of this. This is only going to get better and better as Bitcoin goes higher. People need to figure this out 4 to 5 minutes ago. To be honest, I think many have given back not realizing. So this person said that trenches are done. Most memes are done. Like 0.1% of memes from before would make it, and they'll barely get to 50% of previous high. Maybe 1 or 2 make it to new highs. Is that true? All the trench money has been extracted, never coming back. Money coming in now is earmarked elsewhere. Yeah, this is pretty much an analysis of what happened to routine here. Literally almost 1 billion views of mindshare. Literally one of the most viewed videos is of recent history. And despite that, it only went to 20 million. And yeah, trenches are kind of cooked on Solana, where there's not much liquidity because of all the celebrity rugs that nobody has money to buy these anymore. And I think that the trenches will come back. Like something like this, we could see in the future, maybe something of this caliber going to 1 billion again. But we'll have to see Bitcoin go higher and see some liquidity flow from the majors into the altcoins. And that's most likely what's going to be a catalyst, just because of liquidity and not because of sentiment. But of course, the sentiment to gamble will always be there, and it will be reset at some point. It's just that for now, they're kind of cooked. And yeah, a lot of these tokens, by the way, a lot of the meme coins, even the older ones without much market cap. So a lot of the Solana memes, well, a lot of them won't be coming back despite how much mindshare they have, because of Ponzi scheme rule, the pyramid rule, power law rule. Okay, I don't know what I was saying, but power law dictates that only around 10% of these tokens will get 90% of the market share, and you want to make sure you're in the high market cap ones, like the blue chips, like Popcat, which most likely will come back at some point. But what's kind of bad about these Solana tokens is they have a pretty much broken chart, and most likely will not follow super all-time highs. But we'll have to see what happens. Solana for now is a little cooked, but base chain coins just look way better in my own opinion. But Solana goes up $5 fucking, and niggas already started off 1 million and a lot of money. BS 0 immediately. Yeah, people are getting pretty euphoric again with all this. Is $1 million a lot? And yes, it is a lot of fucking money. I don't think that should be said, but a lot of these people are already saying this, and yeah, people get extremely euphoric as soon as we see some green price action, essentially with Solana, or there's some good news about it being adopted by BlackRock and is following ETFs. Obviously, very, very good things to see, but I'll have to see. But I do think Solana will be rallying pretty sometime soon, since it's been down only, and we could see it go to like 170, 180 range pretty time soon. So it's not bad for people who want to fill spot bags on this for a little bit of a trade or some sort of leverage. Assuming that Bitcoin does go higher and we see it tap 90, we could easily see Ethereum, Solana, the alts actually have some breathing room. But that's what I want to say in this video. And yeah, pretty much at some point we will see Bitcoin a bit higher, and very, very interesting times ahead. Still, the strongest sectors are base and base AI, and a narrative to look out for is robotics. I gotta do some more reading on it, and we'll deliver some more information on that later. But yeah, that's what I was saying in this video, and I'll see you guys.